What is up, football fans, UFL fans, but most importantly, Houston Roughnecks fans? It's Boats Week. Let's get into it.
I'm in the big leagues. Told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston. Hey, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh. Send it through quickly.
All right, guys. Like I said earlier before that, it's Boats Week. So, episode 28 of season 3, 28 episodes into season 3, and finally, it is week 1 of the UFL season. The first weekend of the new merged league is finally here. It's insane. I'm so excited. But let's get into our topics. First one, it's Boats Week. Like I said, Boats Week keys to win. So I'm going to go over the 4 keys that we need to accomplish as a team for the Houston Roughnecks to beat the Showboats. We play the Memphis Showboats this week. It's very tough. They're kind of a USFL all-star team. While the Stallions stayed mostly core Stallions and added a few big pieces, the Memphis Showboats really became the USFL all-pro team. Like, if they had a Pro Bowl for the USFL minus Stallions players, the Showboats were going to be that team. So they're going to be tough to beat, but I'm going to talk about the keys to beat them. Then we're going to talk about having faith in our QB1, because there's a lot of people out there spitting a lot of misinformation, a lot of people throwing a lot of doubts and a lot of shade, and I don't like that. I'm going to talk about having faith in QB1. Then we're going to talk about the projected offense, who I believe are going to be the starters come this weekend. We will find out later this week, and I'll be tweeting about that, all that stuff. Maybe I'll put out an emergency episode, who knows? But I'm going to give you what I know right now and what I think it's going to look like, and then our projected defense. So then I'm going to go over who I believe is going to be starting on defense. This one, much clearer picture. It's going to be fairly correct. I'm pretty sure from everything I've heard from camp and from players, coaches, the defensive side is pretty close. Offense, especially receivers and offensive line, is going to be a little shaky, but we'll get there. So we talk about it, guys. We got to burn the boats this week. Not just burning the boats as in beating the Showboats. This week is really the week that we have to buy in. We have to commit to being a playoff team. So the past 2 seasons, we were the Houston Gamblers. The first season, we were 3-7, completely different coaching staff, mostly different team. But then the next season, we go 5-5. We're only a 500 team. We have mostly the same coaches and a lot of the same pieces from that. We really do have to commit to burning the boats, which, if you know what burning the boats means, there's an old saying where Vikings would show up to battle, pillage, and they would burn their own boats when they got there and got onto the sand. And they did that because they were saying, we are not leaving here unless we are victorious and we can leave on our enemies' boats. And that's what I really think our mentality has to be. It's not, it's okay if we lose week 1, we'll go to week 2. It's, we got to win right now. We got to take their boats home. So let's get into the keys to winning. First key, we have to get after Case Cookis. Now, this is a big part of why people consider them a USFL All-Star team. They have what many people consider the best USFL quarterback. Alex Magoo was the MVP. He was easily the best player in the league last year. He's gone. He's a Green Bay Packer. He's in the NFL. He did the dream. Case Cookis is the other quarterback from the USFL that you say this is the best guy. He's not afraid to sling it. He's not afraid to throw an interception because he knows that he's got playmakers down there. He's going to throw it up. He's going to throw it into double coverage, triple coverage. We have to get after him. So it starts at the defensive line, which head coach CJ, he talked about it since the beginning. He went out and during that draft, he let Quan Drake, our defensive line coach, draft everybody that he wanted to draft on the defensive line. We have the best defensive line in the league. It's not even close. We literally waived an all USFL defensive end because our line's that good that he was towards the bottom of it. Then we waived Isaiah Chambers, who was the tackle for loss leader last year. So the fact that we're able to waive these dudes with such high accolades that are so talented just means that what we have is that talented. So we have to get after Case Cookis. We have to make sure that he's not comfortable in the pocket. We can't give him clean pockets to throw in because he will pick us apart, especially with that John DeFilippo offense. And he's got Jay Adams. He's got Vinny Papali. He's got Sage Surratt. He has too many people to throw it to that we have to get him on the ground. And we have to get in his head and we have to do it early. The second key to winning is We cannot give up the deep ball. And right here, I have a picture of the secondary plus Reuben Foster because we love Reuben, and Reuben's a pretty good cover guy. But we're talking specifically deep balls. In this league, people are going to make mistakes. You have to make them beat you by being methodical. They have to play their system. You cannot give it up on one play. You can't let them throw it deep to Jay Adams and get a touchdown when you had them on a 3rd and 8. Last season, the Gamblers were they were a great defense, but they would give it up deep when they would hold them for 3 downs pretty easily. Like, they were a good defense, and then they would just give up the deep ball, or they'd give up the big play. It was never like somebody would just drive down the field. It really wasn't driving down the field consistently against our defense. Coach Chris Wilson, our defensive coordinator, he's too good of a defensive coordinator to let people methodically move down the field against us. He's got good blitzes. He's got disguises. He's going to make it hard for them. But if we're just going to give it up because one of our corners can't cover his quarter, then it's not going to matter. So that's the biggest reason that we lost game 1 last year against the Michigan Panthers, was we were beating them. We were completely beating them in the trenches, on the ground, all of that. And then Kenji had 3 interceptions and we were still in the game. But the reason we lost is because we kept giving up the deep ball. They had 3 deep touchdowns. Josh Love literally didn't even make it on the Panthers. They didn't even keep him this season. And he got Offensive Player of the Week against us because we gave up those deep balls. So that is just something like, if we are giving those up during this week, oh my gosh, I'm just going to prepare for a rough season, because that is one of my biggest pet peeves. Just don't let them behind you. All right, then key number 3, clean special teams play. In a league like this, no team is really head and shoulders above another team. They really aren't. The parity in this league, everybody loves to say parity. It's close. All the teams, every team can beat any team any weekend. We can beat the Showboats. We could beat the crap out of the Showboats. We could also get the crap beaten out of us by the Showboats. A big thing is going to be, we have to be clean on special teams. We can't fumble long snaps to the punter. We can't kick it out of bounds and give it to them on the 40. We can't lose our lanes on kickoff and let them have a big return. We can't let them have an electric punt return and bring it way back onto our side. We have to play smart. And if we do that, if we kick field goals, we make all of them. We don't let people block them. If we just do the things that we're supposed to do on special teams, these are the plays where it really should be automatic. You should be very, very disciplined. And especially in a league like this, a lot of your starters are playing on special teams. So it should not be a discipline issue. If we can do those right, that will give us a big, level up against the Showboats. In this league, there's bad special teams play sometimes. And that can be the difference between a win and a loss. We can't let special teams dictate this game. All right, I've beaten that to death. Now we move on to the last point that I have. Make it easy on Jay. Jarrett Guarantano, or Jay, is a raw quarterback. He's not super proven in full game speed, but we know that he has the talent. He has the arm strength. He has the physical ability. We just have to make it easier for him. The Houston Roughnecks have so much talent at wide receiver, at running back, that it should not be resting solely on Jay. He should not feel like he has to Alex Magoo it for us to win games. He should be able to just dump it off to Isaiah Henney, to Justin Hall on some screens. He should be able to just toss it up to Kiki Chisholm. It should not be that hard for him. We have to make it easy. We need to have receivers open. He does not need to be throwing them open. We need to just deke and dunk down the field. Eventually, we can run the ball better once we're doing that. And it won't be on his shoulders. With a guy like this, he needs to build his confidence. He can be a great quarterback, but we have to let him get there. We can't just, throw him into the fire and expect him to automatically be great. That's how you ruin a quarterback. That's how you end up on your 3rd quarterback by game 3 and you're like, nothing's working. So we just have to make it easy on ourselves. Keep it simple, stupid. All right. Now we move on to faith in QB1. I was just talking about it, keeping it simple for him, but I wanted to go and give you reasons to support him, reasons to not be upset, to not have doubts in our quarterback 1. These are a couple quotes that I've heard from players and coaches. So, best QB in camp by far. Now, if you go watch Nolan Henderson, Reed Sinnett, you watch their highlights, you're like, wow, these guys are pretty good. This guy was outplaying them every day at practice. That is a huge thing to say. If he's outplaying these guys, then he is playing a very high level of football. I heard, he's not Case, but honestly, nobody in this league is. Case Cook is. I get that. And you also have to go out and play game speed to prove that you are. Then I heard that he runs much better than Kenji did. So a lot of people liked the fact that we had Kenji Bahar and that if it got sticky in the pocket, he could run and make plays with his legs. Kenji didn't love doing that. He was definitely a pocket passer and he wanted to stand in there and deliver the ball. Jarrett's definitely more comfortable running with the ball. And from everything I've heard, he looks a lot better doing it. He's a little bit faster. He's kind of shifty. And I think that he could be the improvisational quarterback that we need to get the ball into our playmakers' hands. The next point goes into that. He has huge upside and raw talent. Jarrett, nobody has ever questioned if he can be a good quarterback. Nobody's ever questioned if he has the ability to do it. What they question is his head. Is he going to make the right decisions? Is he going to throw balls into bad areas? Nobody thinks that he can't make the throws. Nobody thinks that he can't run the ball. Nobody thinks he doesn't have the arm strength to get it there. It's just whether or not he can make the right decision in the right moments. But he has all the upside that we need, and he just needs to be able to go out there and prove that he's done the research. He's done the homework that he needs to do. He's been in the film room, and he's going to make the right decisions and be our quarterback one. Then I just like pointing out he has that big ass arm strength. I love the fact that we have huge playmakers. We have guys that really can get downfield quickly. And we have this quarterback with a cannon, which also has a sleeve, which is super cool. And he can just launch the ball downfield. So very excited. He has the ability to not only win us games, but to do it in a very exciting way, which I think for Roughnecks and Gamblers fans is cool to hear. That we had more game management quarterbacks. We had kind of safe guys, and he could be the electric kind of player. I don't want to throw Magoo out there, but if he goes out and plays to the full potential of his physical ability, yeah, like he's good. He could be good. Okay, so just support the guy. I think that Jarrett, he could be it. He could be the Roughnecks quarterback, and the city of Houston is going to praise his name. We'll see. All right, now we move on to projected starters. We know Jarrett Guarantano is our starter. I believe that the H-back tight end role, our number one guy, is going to be Clint Sig, especially because we're going to run a lot of 12 personnel. We're going to run the ball a good amount. CJ loves starting it on the ground and staying consistent with the run to make sure that you can open up the pass. And Clint Sig is a very, very good down tight end. He's sneaky good when he, creeps out and catches the ball. So I think he's going to be there, be the guy. And I think that Braden Bowen is going to be the other guy rotating in because he's a sneakily good blocker, but he's a very good passing tight end. So I think the two of them are going to be kind of rotating in and out. I think Mark Thompson is our clear running back one, but I don't believe he's going to be healthy for week one. So I think that TJ Pledger and Kirk Merritt are going to be our starters week one. I think they're going to be sharing the load. I think a lot of passing downs, Kirk Merritt, who is traditionally a wide receiver, but is kind of a utility Swiss Army knife. I think he's going to be our third down, passing down back. I think TJ Pledger is going to be the bruiser coming up the middle. But as far as the season goes, I think Mark is running back one. And if by some miracle he's healthy this Sunday, he will be the starting running back. I think that the clear slot guy is going to be Justin Hall. I think he's going to be rotating in with Isaiah Henney. I think the reason he gets the nod, I think both of them are very electric players. You get the ball to them even behind the line of scrimmage and they're electric. They can make things happen. I think that Justin Hall gets the nod because he's been on the team. He already knows the offense backwards and forwards. He didn't come in and have to relearn or learn anything in training camp, just kind of hone his skills. I think on the outside, this is where it gets trickier. It's not completely clear, and we have a lot of guys, and I think they're going to run a lot of different packages. So if they're looking for a deep ball speed guy, Cyril Grayson's going to come in because he's just one of the fastest players in the league. But I think Kiki Chisholm and Anthony Ratliff-Williams, I think those are the two guys who are the predominant starters, are the every down, if we're going to run it or pass it, they're the base package. Let's say that. The base package offense is going to be Kiki Chisholm and Anthony Ratliff-Williams. I think they're going to be rotating in and out. They'll just be rotating the whole time. Now, the offensive line, I believe this is close. I'm not totally sure because it's literally not clear if Isaiah Battle's even on the team anymore. I don't know, man. But Jack Kramer, I think, has won the center spot. That's why they let go of Nick Buchanan. Shamarius Gilmore is an absolute beast. Then we have Brandon Haskin, who is a utility player on the offensive line. He can play at any position. He's a beast. He's also just a great guy. You should go follow him on all social medias. And then Avery Genesee, old Coach AG, bro, right there. He's been our starting offensive lineman for the past 2 years. Why not keep it going? I think he's earned that spot, and that's his spot. And he hasn't let us down yet. One thing that I will not talk down about for the past 2 seasons is our offensive line. I've always loved it. So Coach AG, we still got him in there. Love it. Now we move on to the game 1 starters for defense. I believe this is very, very close. So in the secondary, I know that Markel Roby has been taking a lot of the first team reps, especially after Manny left. I think he was kind of rotating with Manny Bunch. I think now he's playing a much heavier presence. But Donald Rutledge Jr., hands down, he's going to be a starting safety. Donald Rutledge, D-Rut, is one of the best defensive minds in this league as far as players go, and we're all going to see it. Then I've confirmed that right now the starting 3 linebackers are Reuben Foster, JT Tyler, and Gabriel Sewell. The Mike, Will, and the linebacker. That's a fantastic middle linebacker core. I think it's absolutely slept on, and people don't talk about it enough. They talk about Reuben Foster a decent amount because he's Reuben, and he's earned that. But JT Tyler and Gabriel Sewell are absolute dogs. Talk about workhorses. Talk about dudes who are going to go out there and do whatever you need them to do, and they're going to do it well. Love these dudes. And I think that the 3 of them are lethal. Now, when they go into a base 4-2-5 package, I think JT Tyler or Gabriel Sewell will come out. I think Reuben stays in. He's really worked on his coverage, and he's a great coverage guy right now. And I think on more cover downs, if they're running a 4-2-5, they might stick with JT Tyler because he really is a good coverage linebacker. And Gabriel Sewell, dude, God forbid you have to meet that guy in the A gap. So have fun running backs. But then on the defensive line, I feel pretty solid about this. I'm not sure Olive or Keontae Shad. I'm not totally sure about that. I believe Toby is starting. And then Chris Odom, Adam Rodriguez, and Ronheen Bingham are going to be the 3 starting defensive ends. But I think first play, we'll see Adam and Chris. Chris has been a little banged up during camp, so we might see Ronheen just for that fact. But those 3 are consistently rotating, and wow, that is dangerous to have Ronheen Bingham, Chris Odom, and Adam Rodriguez coming after the quarterback. When I said the first key to beating the Boats was that we got to get Case on the ground, we can get Case on the ground. Then the thing that is the least concrete, because it was the most fluid and had the most movement throughout camp, is the corner position. So I think Jimmy Moreland, after watching his tape, after watching the season that he started for the Washington football team, now the Commanders, I think he's probably going to be a week 1 starter. He's a legitimate outside corner. He can play nickel. He's very, very good. Corn Elder, CJ talks a lot in multiple media days. He told us about how Corn can move a lot of positions. I think he's a good nickel option. And then I think Keandre Thomas, the things he did with the Green Bay Packers the past 2 seasons, he's just a very good talent, one of those legitimate fringe NFL guys. I think he would be the other outside guy. So all throughout training camp, all throughout the spring football community, everybody's been talking about how our secondary is the weakest. And I think coming out of camp, we are one of the strongest. Y'all wait to see what Markel Roby can do. That man is a killer. He can play basically any of the positions in the secondary. He's got great size. I don't care what size running back or receiver you put at him. He's going to take him down. He's going to hit him hard. Donald Rutledge, I think he's one of the best to play in this league. And then our corners, man, all 3 of these corners did not start camp with us. And I think our corners just got better and better. We still have JJ Johnson. He's still going to be rotating in. But like these 3 dudes, man, whoo, there's a lot to look forward to on this defense. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a very special year, and it all starts this week against the Memphis Showboats. We got to burn the boats in multiple ways, figuratively and literally. Not literally, we're not lighting them on fire, but you know what I'm saying. We got to go out there, we got to beat them down, and we're going to burn our own boats because this is the week that starts the rest of the season, and we're going to go out there and we're going to win a championship because dang it, Houston deserves it. Man, let's go. Rough them up, drill, baby, drill. I'll see y'all next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the UFM United Football Media. If you like that, please make sure to like and subscribe. Also, if you want more videos, you can check them out on our channel over here. The best one for you is right here. And then if you like mine, the rest of my playlist is right here. Thank you guys, and I hope to see you next time.